Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn We Are the Music Makers, a new poem written by Arthur William Edgar O'Shaughnessy. Edgar O'Shaughnessy was a British poet of Irish descent, and this particular poem, this is actually an ode, and it is popularly known by its first line, We Are the Music Makers. It first appeared in his collection Music and Moonlight, published in 1874. This particular poem, as I already told, the ode, is actually a glorification of artists across different realms and acknowledging their achievements. Okay, it describes their lives. Their lives means the lives of the artist, as I told already, the beauty of their artworks and their impact on their surroundings and on the world outside. Now let us, I hope all of you have kept your books ready. Now let us read out the poem, and in the meantime I will be trying to make you understand each and every word of this poem. Let us start. We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams, wandering by lone sea breakers and sitting by desolate streams. We are the music makers. We means each creative artist who is involved in something creative. Okay, so each creative artist is addressed here as we. We are the music makers. Means we create music through our form of art. Okay, so we are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams. We are the fanciful perceivers of the world. We are the dreamers of dream, wandering by lone sea breakers and sitting by desolate streams. Here the poet describes the artist and their soul searching as they wander alone by sea breakers and sit by the desolate streams to shape their creativity, which is worthy of admiration. In the meantime, the poet also refers to the difficulties of surviving alone, as he says, by lone sea breakers, wandering by lone sea breakers and sitting by desolate streams. The poet finds his scope for soul searching as well as to shape his or her creativity. All right, and in this journey he has to travel alone. That also indicates his difficulties to survive alone. All right, world losers and world forsakers upon whom the pale moon gleams. World losers and world forsakers. Here the poet means indicates, he says world losers and world forsakers, means the immense sacrifice they make to give a proper structure to their thoughts. All right, means the poet has to go through immense several sacrifices. Okay, so that is what meant here. Okay, here the mover here, as I said, the world losers and forsakers. He highlights the difficulties of an artist as they are as they face while they keep on doing their work. All right. Yet we are the movers and shakers of the world forever, it seems. Yet we are the movers and shakers of the world forever, it seems. So as I told you all, they undergo endless sacrifices and they remain oblivion. So here, yet they have the capability to move, to push this society towards something positive. Okay, yet we are movers and shakers of the world forever, it seems. Here the poet actually refers to P.V. Shelley's as P.V. Shelley's thoughts, as Shelley believed that a poet has the power to bring about an optimistic change in the world through his poetic creation. Likewise, Shaughnessy too believes that each and every artist can create his own utopic world and can that is filled with immense joy and pleasure, and uh, and the poet can do so by discarding the orthodox convention of this society. Okay, and obviously it encourages and some innovative thoughts and all. So here the poet says that though they undergo several sacrifices, and they remain they abandon all sort of materialistic pleasure, they remain unsuccessful materialistically, still they can move this society, they can bring a positive change into this society. Now let us move to the next stanza. With wonderful deathless deities, we build up the world's great cities, and out of a fabulous story we fashion an empire's glory. With wonderful deathless deities, wonderful deathless means immortal, and deities though it refers to songs, but here any kind of artistic creation. So the poet here says that the effects of their artistry, it actually helps to create wonderful creations which are immortal and is capable of building the world's great cities. Okay, so as we all can remember here, the one proverb that the pain is mightier than the sword. So the poet can with the help of its creation, the poet can give or an artist, here the poet is actually referred, so can give a proper structure to something. It can build an empire, it can paint its an empire's glory, it can provide it a fabulous story. One man with a dream at pleasure shall go forth and conquer a crown, and three with a new song's measure can trample an empire down. Here the poet once again, as I says that, as it says that the poet with his creation can give proper shape to one empire. It can push it to its highest peak, and it can even bring its destruction. All right, means they can give concrete structure and can even trample an empire down. That means their artwork outlives each society, each civilization. All right, we in the ages lying in the buried past of the earth built Nineveh with our sighing, and Babel itself with our mirth. When the ages lying. Here in the third poem we find, third stanza we find that some biblical references like cities Nineveh and Babel. This biblical references actually symbolize the idea of transience and mortality. So here the story of Nineveh, Nineveh was a beautiful city, but it was destroyed by earthquake, and immense pride of that the people of that particular city, or their immoral actions of the people, it caused the earthquake. And Babel, the Tower of Babel, people made this tower in order to reach God or to be equal to a God. When God came to know all about this, so he wanted to, so when God found their creativity, means they are all their unity, he noticed. So God divided them, all of the people, by giving them different languages so that they cannot understand each other. All right, so and thus the tower remain incomplete. And though these cities are not there, but we can understand them, we can learn all these things just because of artists. So they have the things are not there, but art is still there, it still remains, and we can gather all these informations. So here we in the ages lying in the buried past of the earth. So here the artists have existed since time immemorial, and in the past they had built the ancient city of Nineveh. And they have also, here it says that Nineveh with our sign means sign over the torture of the enslaved, as I told, that the immoral actions of the people. So Babel was also created. It was also created with mirth, and the again here again we find that these allusions are actually referred to depict that it is ultimately the artist who creates as well as destroys his own myth. All right. So and overthrew them with prophesying to the old of the new world's worth, for each age is a dream that is dying or one that is coming to birth. So here the poet once again establishes that art is permanent. Okay, means an old artist is replaced by a new artist, but art remains, it's permanent. Okay. The poet asserts the supremacy of art once again. Once a dream is dying, that is also it starts at something new. All right. So throughout this poem, what we have found is that as it is already told, the poet wants to establish the supremacy of art and artists as well. Okay. Art survives when nothing does, and the men who think and dream are the music makers who remain immortal. I hope you all have understood the poem. Once again, I would discuss this poem in the live class. If you have any sort of doubt or query, you can let me know, and all those things will be cleared. This much for today. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.